they gave me 15 minutes. Now I'm a blowhard. I don't know how that works. But the first time they called me Global Ties, Francisca called me up and she says, Mohamed, we want to give you an award. I said, dude, do you have the right Mohamed? You know, there's like 500 million of us here, you know. So that was quite interesting. But let me get you started. What is Average Mohamed? Average Mohamed is a citizen-led initiative, which basically goes against the counter-ideology. Unless you live under a rock, you've heard of ISIS, you've heard of Al-Qaeda, you've heard of Boko Haram, you've heard of Al-Shabaab. And there's so many alphabets now. It seems like they're growing. But what is it that is nascent that affects us here in America is their propaganda, their ability to reach us. Our enemy today is this. This is our enemy, social media. How do we compete on that? So we sat down, especially me, when my niece, who was 19 years old, who was supposed to be a nurse, who was a good child, joined ISIS in St. Paul. Now I went to the mother, she's my aunt, and I sat down with her and I said, Auntie, how could you not see this? How could you not have stopped this process? How come you are unaware of this process at all? You know what she said? What is social media? She was a good girl. She went to school. She wanted to become a nurse. And the next thing we know, she texts us from Raqqa, Syria. And she says, now I'm a nurse. Guess who? So what happened is we said, okay, my aunt doesn't have ability to compete on social media because safe to say this generation does not know what to do with social media. But I do. I know a little bit. So we started creating messages whereby we use cartoons to go ahead and counter the propaganda that is issued. And we've been effective. We've reached over 1 million people on social media from across the world. You name a country, I can tell you how many thousands follow us or have read, listened to our message. And that is just from Google Analytics. And I want to show you, I don't like telling people what it is, but I prefer showing you. So let me show you the first video, what ISIS and Al-Qaeda does.
Returning to fight in Iraq.
That was their message to our kids in Minnesota. That was a message to the kids across the world. Flames of war, come join us. Become a Rambo. It's exciting. We are fighting a war and a just cause. Here's my response to that video. Average Mohamed here. Islamic State created a video titled Flames of War, Please. More like the flames of hell. If anyone killed a person, not in retaliation of murder or to spread mischief in the land, it would be as if he killed all mankind. And if anyone saved a life, it would be as if he saved the life of all mankind. Quran, chapter 5, verse 32. How many innocent children, women, and men has Islamic State killed just today? Do you want to save mankind or kill mankind? That is your choice. Islamic State is about genocide. Choose wisely. Remember, peace up, extremist thinking, especially Islamic State, out. This message has been brought to you by AverageMohammed.com. Our mantra is simple. It takes an idea to defeat an idea. Theirs is an ideology. And our religion is not neutral. People tell you all the time, and you hear it on TV all the time, Islam is peace. This is not Islam. Well, we take it a step further. We say, show me. What is this about Islam and peace that we're not promoting, that the forces of evil, and these are evil, by the way, who commit genocide against communities, whether it's Christians, anti-Semitism, and things of those sort, or even Sunnis or Muslims like me cannot live in their society as free people. So what is it that we can use to help our communities? Well, fundamentally, peace is a value of Islam. You know it from our greetings. When we greet each other as Muslims, we say, Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh. Peace be upon you. Peace is fundamentally a fabric of our faith. So we promote peace. The second thing is we promote something. Because if you're going to tell somebody to be against something, you got to tell them what they should be for. Well, I live in a great democracy. In this democracy, I've learned from the native as an immigrant that it's a hand-me-down society. That means you natives hand down the values of this democracy to me, the immigrant, and also other natives, and we pursue the same freedoms and goals where we hold these truths to be self-evident. Liberties, justice, equality, non-discrimination, opportunity, the right to make and earn a living, to live in dignity. These are all good things. So we promote that. We promote our democracy because compared to their system and their ideology, ours is much better. And only a miser will not share what's good with them. And I'm not a miser. So what is the third issue that we want to confront? We say, well, we are anti-extremists. We don't like what they're trying to do in the world. We don't like the new global order, and we don't feel comfortable to allow them to come to Minnesota and recruit our youth, or in California, or in New York, or anywhere in the world, whether it's Kazakhstan, Kyrgyzstan, or Tel Aviv, or Iraq, Basra. We will compete. If it's an ideological warfare they want, guess what? We, the citizens, can compete because our values run deep. Whether it's democratic values, common sense, or from our own faith, Islam, which is noble and respectful. We've been here. So we use that methodology to come approach and compete with them. So now the next question is, how do you go about doing this? Now, 4 years ago, I managed a gas station, $1.5 million operation with 12 employees. I was working 65 hours a week. So I said, what can we do? I tried making videos, live videos. Man, they sucked. I mean, they sucked. The kids would tell me, Mohammed, this is such a cheesy production. Don't bring this to us. So we tried something else. Through research and development, we came up with cartoons. Why cartoons? If I told you this 5 years ago, you'd have laughed at me. But that's the power of a citizen. What can a citizen do in this democracy? Well, I don't know what to draw. I can't even draw a stick figure. What do? I do what every American corporation has done for the last 10 years, outsource. I got a guy in India who makes this cartoon and he's a Hindu, for God's sakes. And the guy who does the voiceover is actually a Christian white kid. And here I am bringing together some Muslim kids and people, volunteers, because I don't have any money to do this. I was paying for this out of my own pocket. And they're volunteering and doing the voiceovers. And eventually I used my own voice because it was the cheapest source of income, source of labor. And I spent my money. My wife hates this program. Because it's competition. It means no resources. It means no restaurants, no hotels, no fancy vacations. I put it all into this because I believe in my humanity. And I believe in my country. This is a great country. Let no one tell any different. Now what happened is I started putting this up. And then, lo and behold, Global Minnesota calls me. I'm like, who are you? They say, we saw your program. Can we use you? I say, what? What do you mean? They say, well, we invite people from across the world through Global Ties. We got clergy, leaders, emerging leaders, non-profit organizations coming from all across the world. And they're interested in finding out how to talk to their community. I say, yeah, let me be there. So every time they called me, I kept on saying yes because they have free coffee. I love coffee. Thanks to Carol, Tim Odegaard, Laurel, they're here. These people are here. Carol's right here. They're the ones who made me. Because word of mouth went around the world, and guess what? I'm an expert now. I'm like, dude, you know I'm just an average Mohammed, right? So here I am, as the expert, talking to them and saying, let's talk to the kids. They say, do you do this on social media? I say, yeah. On a budget of $75,000, we reach 1 million people. 1 million people. Name a country. I'll tell you through Google Analytics how many thousands we got of them. And it's only in English. Can you imagine if we put this in every language in the world? So the question now is capacity and resources to scale up. That's my challenge now. Not the ideas come easy. The ways to do this comes easy. The way to compete for our youth and their minds comes easy. I know this because I've spoken to 50,000 kids in 4 years. I've been to schools, madrasas, mosques. I get invited into mosques because the imam wants to say something, but they're scared. So here I come with my cartoons and I open up the channel of conversation. And guess what? The kids, they get it. We do outtakes. 7 out of 10 kids say these messages are value in their life. They can use it, and it's important in their lives. But only 2 out of 10 kids will say they will ever go look for this message because it's educational. Mohammed, it's boring no matter how you make it. They'll never search for it. So we go out and we engage them. And we go out and we do what our citizen does, citizen diplomacy. That in itself is not good enough because our Jewish community, our Christian community, our atheist community, and our LGBTI community, they're scared of this issue of terrorism. So we go to the mosques, we go to the churches, we go to the synagogues for interfaith dialogue, and we tell them, well, you keep on hearing this is not Islam. Let me show you what it means that this is not Islam. And let me tell you what you can do in terms of supporting us and being with us and standing with us when Islamophobia comes across us. Because we're building that network, we're building that society. A citizen is a responsibility. There's no free rides in America. That's the first thing I was told when I came to America. There's no free rides. I said, what the hell? I thought things were going to be easier here, you know what I mean? But to tell you the truth, I came for the Big Mac and the Coca-Cola. So this is our goal. It is to Citizen Diplomat that, guess what? To the State Department, I want to say thank you for your International Visitor Leadership Program. It works. I have a network that is, I know a guy from Timbuktu, Mali. Timbuktu, man. How the hell is a Minnesotan supposed to know that? But I met them through Global Minnesota. And guess what? They want to do the same program in their country. And I tell them, let me get resources. I can't find it myself right now, but as soon as I get it, I'm turning you on. And we have groups all across the world who want to do the same thing because this process is cheap. I'm a cheap guy. And I was spending my own money, so believe me, I was using the cheapest means to do this. And it's effective. It cost me 7 cents to get that message into the eyes of every Muslim kid in America. That's a hard-to-get demographics. But when they Google the word jihad, when they put in Facebook the word suicide bomber, or when they put in the word Al-Qaeda or ISIS, guess what pops up? That message. I don't want to put you to sleep, so I'm going to end this very clearly and very succinctly. What does being a citizen mean? I came from a third world country. I know what America means to me. Came with a t-shirt and a pair of jeans. I have a beautiful home, a mortgage. I'm in debt like every other American, up to my eyeballs. 2 cars and a car note. And 4 beautiful children who are growing up American, who are Muslims. Where in a country where no one ever tells us what to do and how to do it, and we can live free with liberties and freedom. This is what defending. This is what promoting. This is what democracy demands of us. And I want to thank again Global Minnesota because you made me. Global Ties, you made me. State Department, International Visitor Leadership Program, you made me. Because of you, an average guy got a voice in the world. Thank you. Thank you.